Hi everyone. We are going to discuss measures taken by SEBI to protect investors' interest. Investors are known as one of the main pillars of every financial institution. So, SEBI has taken so many measures to protect their interest. Let's check which are those. First one is SEBI's Code of Ethics for Directors. SEBI has formulated a code of ethics for its directors according to which every director should act honestly, diligently and responsibly so that the chance of investors being cheated by directors will be avoided. The second one is the Prohibition and Insider Trading Regulations 1992. The main objective of these regulations is to prohibit an insider from making any personal gain from unpublished price sensitive information. Next one is the Market Wide Circuit Breakers MWCB. It's a kind of regulatory measure that is used to temporarily halt all trading on an exchange. SEBI have an investors service cell at BSE and an investors grievance cell at NSE, which is very helpful to all investors. SEBI has set up an investor protection fund at NSE and stock exchange customers protection fund at BSE. It helps the investors to settle their legitimate claims against defaulting members. Next one is Trade Guarantee Fund. It guarantees settlement of trade and reduces the default. Next one is Investors Grievance and Guidance Division. SEBI formed a separate Investors Grievances and Guidance Division at its head office. It helps the investors very much. The next measure taken by SEBI is SCORES. SCORES is the abbreviation of SEBI's Complaint Redress System. It's an online redressal system which enables investors to directly lodge any complaint at any time. SEBI increased the powers to Securities Appellate Tribunal and National Company Law Tribunal to deal with investors' appeal. SEBI has a fund provided by central government named as IEPF, which is an abbreviation of Investors Education and Protect Fund. It uses to compensate the investors for the loss arising out of default by a member broker of stock exchange. It also uses to promote investors' awareness through multimedia, publicity, seminars, workshops, etc. The next one is introduction of ASBA, that is application supported by blocked amount. It helps the investors to apply to IPOs, right issues, FPS, etc. The next one is Investor Grievance Redressal Cells. SEBI and stock exchanges have set up Investor Grievance Redressal Cells for fast redressal of investor complaints relating to securities markets. The next important point is the special email ID of Grievance and Redressal Office. SEBI has directed all the stock exchanges, registered brokers, sub-brokers, depositories and listed companies to make a provision for a special email ID of the Grievance Redressal Division officer for the purpose of registering complaints by the investors. It's very helpful to the investors to register their complaints. Next one is walk-in service. SEBI provides walk-in service at its head office at Mumbai and its regional office at New Delhi, Chennai, Kolkata and Ahmedabad. by which investors can meet the officials and get guidance relating to the grievances that they may have against issuers. Investors can also meet the higher officials at SEBI on specified working days. SEBI has also provided an electronic data information filing and retrieval system named EDIFAR. It contains information about financial statements comprising of balance sheets, profit and loss account, and full version of the annual report, half-yearly financial statements, corporate governance reports, shareholding pattern, and action taken against the company by a regulator body. The Settlement Guarantee Fund, or SGE, is intended primarily to guarantee completion of settlement, ensures that the settlement is not delayed on account of failure of trading members to meet their obligations, and all other trading members who have completed their part of obligations are not affected in any manner whatsoever. Next one is regulations of the board. Under this, stricter standards are set for functioning of board and management of the company. The standards are coupled with mandatory disclosures and increased penalty. Next one is extended powers to National Company Law Tribunal, NCLT. It provides collective remedies to investors and claim damages against erring companies by filing a representative application with National Company Law Tribunal. Next one is Serious Fraud Investigation Office, SFIO. SFIO conducts investigations assigned by the central government. Once a case is assigned to SFIO, jurisdiction of all the other investigation agencies will be suspended. Next one is CFDS, Corporate Filing and Dissemination System. It's a common electronic platform at www.corp.filing.co.in. It acts as a common place for filing of information on listed companies and a common place for viewing information about listed companies. Next one is Subcommittee on Disclosures and Accounting, SCODA. It's an exclusive committee appointed with the task of integrating initial and continuous disclosures of listed companies. Next one is appointment of GRIP, Group on Review of Issue Process. It's a group appointed to review the entire issue process so as to bring economy in time and cost, ensure wide access to all, and make efficient process. The next point is regulation of Portfolio Management Scheme, PMS. SEBI has already tightened PMS norms by making it mandatory for portfolio managers to keep separate accounts of clients rather than keeping their investments in pool account. Capital adequacy norms have been laid down for members of various stock exchanges separately and depending on their turnover of trade and other factors. SEBI introduced a securities lending and borrowing scheme, which is very helpful to the investors. Next one is guidelines for free pricing of issue. SEBI provides guidelines for free pricing of issue. Next one is EIPO. It's an electronic form of initial public offering through which SEBI issued new guidelines. IPO grading and registration of sub-brokers were made mandatory by SEBI. Prevention of price rigging. Price rigging refers to the common way of creating artificial demand and supply through buy and sell of securities by some group of people. SEBI prevents investors from price rigging. Next one is freeing of interest rates. According to this, Interest rate on debentures and bonds were freed, so issuer can now offer any rate to the public depending on credit rating and mobilize savings. It introduced Indian depository receipt, and the minimum amount of application is reduced from 2 lakh to 20,000. Next one is Disclosure and Investor Protection Guidelines 2000. It's a set of guidelines that companies should be followed on public issue of securities, corporate adjustments, and accessing financial services. Next one is Delisting of Securities Regulations, in which SEBI issued new and effective guidelines that provide better as well as investor-friendly framework for delisting of securities from the stock exchanges. Next one is Regulations for public offer and listing of securitized debt instruments. SEBI has proposed regulations which provide for system of special purpose distinct entities which offer securitized debt instruments to the public and can seek listing of such instruments. Next point is setting up of SME, small and medium exchange. SME is a platform through which small and medium enterprises under MSME Act 2006 can list and make public issues at liberalized regulations. SEBI increased public holding from 10% to 25%. SEBI has reduced demat charges. Provision of unique order code number and timestamping of contracts. Order code number means a unique number assigned each time of transaction. Stockbrokers have been required to maintain a record of time when the client has placed the order and reflect the same in the contract note along with the time of the execution of the order. It's known as time stamping. SEBI has also simplified the share transfer and allotment procedures. That's all my topic. Thank you for watching.